If you go to the gym because you'd like to look like this, then you should keep watching this video. But not for reasons you may be expecting. Today I'm going to explain why bodybuilders' physique is unrealistic and unhealthy. I want to talk about bodybuilding for two main reasons. First is that strength training and bodybuilding are often being confused, and people often assume that all gym goers have the same goal, which is looking like this. The second reason has to do with my focus on fitness and health. More and more people nowadays are becoming aware of health benefits of strength training, but if health is indeed your goal, then you should be keeping this picture out of your mind. So first, let's explain the difference between strength training and bodybuilding. A common misconception is that strength training focuses on building strength, while bodybuilding focuses on building muscle mass and tone, and that you train differently for these two goals. This is simply and utterly wrong. There are no different training methods, no different rep ranges for building strength and for building muscle mass. Effective strength training is the best way of increasing your muscle mass because in reality there is no other way around it. Sets of 10 plus reps that you see advocated by a lot of bodybuilders don't get you anything except tired. So what is the actual difference between strength training and bodybuilding? Strength training generally focuses on performance improvement as well as practical and health benefits of lifting weights. Bodybuilding is a beauty contest. The objective of a bodybuilder is to look good on the stage, judged by other people. Now you may point out that bodybuilders generally look radically different than most people who train for strength, and that is true. So you may come to the conclusion that their training regime, which usually consists of lots of isolation exercises and high rep sets, does produce a different resulting physique. So we now need to explain why bodybuilders look the way they do and how it has nothing to do with their training. It comes down to just two things: genetics and steroids. Let's deal with genetics first. Bodybuilders are born, not made. What makes a bodybuilder's physique is not just huge muscle mass, but also proper proportions, muscle belly shape, the angle of muscle insertions, tendency to store little subcutaneous fat, and thin skin. All of those things are genetic. All you can do with your muscles through training process is to make them bigger, and you cannot affect their shape. You can also reduce your overall body fat level, but its distribution throughout your body remains under control of your genetics. Not everybody is capable of getting a six-pack naturally. So simply put, if you're not born with the genetics of a bodybuilder, you will never look like one. Good bodybuilding genetics also mean high tolerance and low side effects of huge amounts of steroids. Modern bodybuilders are quite literally walking medical experiments. It has been proven numerous times that with the amount of gear they're taking, it doesn't matter how they train, or whether they train at all for that matter. They basically grow muscle mass by sitting on the couch, and at this stage, training barely adds anything to it, especially if it's a high rep fluff and pump type training. This is why bodybuilders get away with giving terrible training advice, because people take their physique as proof of their training's effectiveness, but this is simply not the case. What steroids also do is help with maintaining muscle mass at very low body fat. We, the regular mortals, can be either very lean or decently strong and muscular. You can't have both at the same time, as it defies physiology. But steroids, because of their muscle gaining and muscle retaining capabilities, allowed to bypass that. So if you see someone with really a lot of muscle mass and also very little body fat, that's one of the best indicators that they're using vitamin S. Bodybuilders' physique is extremely unhealthy for basically the same reasons for which it is unrealistic. Tremendous amounts of steroids it requires have numerous severe negative side effects on your health. Also, having extremely low body fat is equally unhealthy as extremely high body fat, and that is why a regular person will never achieve and maintain such level of leanness, because your body goes into a starvation panic mode if you try to do that. Even bodybuilders themselves cannot maintain such low single-digit body fat level for more than a few days at the time of competition. Had they done so, it would simply result in their death. Achieving bodybuilders' physique requires bypassing physiology with huge amounts of PEDs, meaning it's extreme, and extreme at either end is never healthy. I know it may appear that I'm giving bodybuilders and bodybuilding a bad name here, and although I may have my personal opinion on it, I just want you to be mindful and to keep your expectations realistic. I know there are plenty of young men out there who think that if they just train like their favorite bodybuilder, they will eventually look like him. But you won't, because you are not him. Sam Sulek looks the way he does because he's Sam Sulek, not because of how he trains.